Howdy folks, and welcome to the penultimate farm build in this series of, well, farm builds. Today we will be looking at the second part of the Atmosphere Harvester farm. The first was an acid farm that produced 28 acid per harvest. It's not built for pure efficiency, so it does not require multiple harvests to get a huge amount of the craftable item. Instead, it produces 28 and only requires a single harvest. Well, with Atmosphere Harvesters, not only do you need 2 acid per, you also need 1 heat capacitor. But as you only need one of those, I've made this farm to accommodate the other, so this farm will produce 14 heat capacitors per harvest, allowing you to just go to both farms and be able to build 14 Atmosphere Harvesters, provided you have the 28 voltaic cells needed too. You may be thinking though that a max complexity farm could easily make far more than 14 heat capacitors, and yeah, it can. So I've gone full efficiency mode and made this farm also create 22 lubricant. Lubricant is required for building autonomous mining units, 2 per with 1 heat capacitor. So if all you want is autonomous mining units, you can visit just this farm and pick up enough to make 11 mining units every 2 hours, with a few spare heat capacitors. Let's take a closer look. The solar vine takes 2 hours to mature, and whilst frostwort only takes 15 minutes, the farm is built to accommodate a single harvest, and so unless you want a lot of spare glass, just come every 2 hours for the capacitors. The lubricant however can be harvested for 22 every 30 minutes, as both the gamma weed and copperite flower mature in only 30 minutes, so if you're building just a mining unit, coming for an extra halfway between the heat capacitors harvest every so often will give you the extra lube to catch up. As far as units go, as with the acid farm, this is a utility farm and is not made for directly making units, and is instead built to aid you in your future far higher goals of making your billions. Out of all of the things grown here, gamma weed is by far the most numerous, so this base must be located on a radioactive planet. The full list of buildable items for this farm is 1 galactic trade terminal, 10 biodomes, 1 ladder, 9 doors, these can be normal or hollow doors, 56 solar vine, 28 frostwort, 44 copperite flower and 176 gamma weed. This will create a perfect 2000 complexity farm. The resources required to build this illustrious example of industriousness are 500 emerald, 5 circuit board, 6 voltaic cell, 20 living glass, 50 glass, 800 titanium, 230 iron, 9600 carbon, 12160 thallium, 5600 selenium, 2800 frost crystal, 2640 copperite and 17600 gamma root. If you want hollow doors instead, you'll need a further 450 carbon, 2250 radon and 2250 sulfurine, or 9 organic catalyst if you already have them crafted. If this is your first farm, then you may not already have some of the items listed, like living glass, voltaic cells and circuit boards. So here are the base resources required to craft them. For 5 circuit boards you'll need 500 frost crystal, 1000 selenium, 500 cactus flesh and 1000 star bulb. Make all that into 5 heat capacitors and 5 polyfiber and make those into 5 boards. For the 6 voltaic cells you'll need 300 marrow bulb, which can be gathered in caves from glowing marrow bulb plants. The 20 living glass will require 8000 gamma root, 5000 frost crystal and 1000 copperite. Make these materials into 20 lubricant and 20 glass. Combine those to make your 20 living glass. And finally, for the 50 glass, you'll simply need 12,500 frost crystal, which you can craft into 50 glass. As for building it, start off by putting your galactic trade terminal on a wall in the default circular building. Then start placing the domes. Due to the existence of 5 empty plots within the domes, you can place them all freestanding and it will still work, though if you do, you will need to swap out the ladder for another door and require 30 less iron. Otherwise, as normal, place your first on top of the default circular building, then the other 9 freestanding anywhere within the circular base building restriction. Then start putting in the access. Put your ladder in the default circular room to gain access to the dome above, then add a single door to all freestanding biodomes. Next is just a case of planting the crops. I prefer to make my surface crops super neat and looking nice, so I do those first so I can use the complexity points temporarily to build corridors as a guide. The corridors are then deleted before filling the dome crops. So 176 gamma weed are to be planted on the planet's surface. This can be anywhere you wish within the circular base building restriction. Then 56 solar vine, 28 frostwort and 44 copperite flower are to be planted in the domes. Depending whether you put the dome on top of the default building or not, you'll have 2 or 5 empty plots. I personally prefer to have them filled, so I'd fill them with the surface crop. Whether you do or not makes no difference to the complexity point levels. Then you're done. There are a lot of resources required here, especially carbon, thallium and crops. Get carbon super easy from Flora, buy the thallium at trading posts in opulent or affluent systems, or just obliterate a few hundred asteroids. And use the farmers market linked in the description to find fellow traveller bases and harvest the required farmable resources from their farms. They submitted their farms for everyone to use, so go ahead and use them. Though remember that you should never claim a habitable base on the same planet or even system as someone else. You'll render their base invisible to other players and ruin the social aspect for them, so please respect that. The farmers market covers PS4, PC as well as all difficulties and galaxies, so go ahead and use it, then maybe submit your base for others to use. This farm we've built today can be visited by anyone playing on PC in normal mode and based within the Euclid galaxy. The portal address and galactic coordinates can be found on screen now or in the video description. It is roughly 15 minutes on foot from the gate or 4 minutes by Nomad. So thank you everyone for watching this video. Mondays will not be the last farm, but we'll be working toward it, so keep your eyes peeled on Zane's World at 8 PM GMT on Monday. If you liked this video, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already for more NMS epicness. And maybe think about checking out my Patreon. $1 a month is a great way to support the channel and my work while also giving you early access to the videos. But above all, have an awesome day folks.